What's up, and welcome to episode 10 of the Q podcast with very special guest, Marcus Q himself. Welcome to the Q, good sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir, no problem. Before we take a second to get to know you a little bit more. Let me just tell you the premise of the show is as if we are in a hypothetical queue line waiting to ride your favorite attraction. And while we wait, we just have a simple conversation as friends.
Sounds
Pretty
good.
cool.
Sounds good to me.
All right. With that being said, what is your favorite ride?
A lot of people, it may surprise a lot of people, but I mean, if you watch my channel, then you probably know my favorite ride is probably Kilimanjaro Safari over Animal
Wow.
Kingdom. Yeah.
Really? Why?
I love animals. Animal Kingdom is my favorite park.
Yep, I did see that.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you wait. It's not a huge wait every single time. And
right.
On the ride, it's a 25-minute experience, and every single time you go on the ride, it's different. Like I've been on that ride like countless times, and every single time it's different. I've seen things that are really rare on that ride that even the drivers who are driving around say that, wow, this never happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't really see a lot of animals.
I've seen people go 3 times back to back to back. Like just go. I mean, it seems
I've done that before. I've done that. I just got back and ride, and it's different than the previous time.
Okay, all right. Well, I respect that, and I guess we're gonna have a smooth episode because we're gonna ride the safari today. We're taking a nice, relaxing trip on your favorite attraction. So
absolutely,
we're in line though. 75-minute queue. Hey, it's a busy day at the park, like you mentioned. It's no walk on today, so we're just gonna have a little conversation and chat a little bit.
Yeah, we got some
time. So obviously you're in the Central Florida, Orlando area, my old neck of the woods. For those who know me, and the people who are your followers may not know me. So yes, I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida originally. So 45 minutes or so from Orlando. So I grew up with those Orlando parks as my home parks, but with you, what is your origin, your background? Are you from Florida originally?
So I'm not originally from Florida. I'm actually from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Pause there. I figured that when I did my research on this man. You know what's super cool about that? I'm from Gallup, New Mexico.
Oh, are you really?
I was born in Gallup, New Mexico, right by Flagstaff, Arizona.
Wow.
What are the odds of that? You know what's cool about this? Cool. You know what's cool about this as well?
What's up?
You're the first person I've ever met in my life from New Mexico, other than myself.
Serious?
In my life.
Wow.
In my whole life.
There's not a lot of people there, to be honest. There's not. It's a huge.
At least people who haven't moved from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people move.
I saw something real quick that made me excited, that made me pause. I didn't mean to cut you off or anything, but it was I was watching your videos, and I know you did some stuff out there, some videos out there, and I was like, maybe you just did a road trip because I saw you did Vegas around that time or something like that. Then you did something in New Mexico. I think you did Meow Wolf.
Yeah, up in Santa Fe. That's a real popular place.
Yeah. Which I want to talk about in a second too, because trippy experience.
Yeah,
and then just some other things, and I was like, oh, maybe you just stopped by New Mexico, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't think anything past it, but then me asking you this, and you're from there, I'm like, what are the odds of that?
That's pretty crazy. That's
crazy. Beyond crazy.
When'd you move to Daytona?
When I was 4, so I don't remember anything of New Mexico, to be honest with you. There's been different times where I wanted to go back, just in general, to see my old neck of the woods, my old stomping ground. But I wanted a reason kind of too, because I'm a diehard, just like you. We're going to talk about that in a second. You love sports.
Well, I do.
You do, yes. And I wanted to at least go to a university. Which ones help me refresh my memory? Which one's in the Albuquerque area? Is it University of New Mexico or is it New Mexico State?
It's UNM Lobos, University of New Mexico.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna go to a game there just if they had a good matchup against somebody, and then I was gonna like just tour around. But some different things have happened, and then obviously pandemic time. So so it just, I don't know. It was always something like my dad would mention, like Bugs Bunny always mentioned something about Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's one of the famous things. Like before Albuquerque kind of like got popular with Breaking Bad and all that stuff. That's what people know about it for now. But everyone would always mention that Bugs Bunny Albuquerque thing.
Right. And that always made me feel cool growing up. Like he would mention that. And then it was like later on, like you said, Breaking Bad, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I grew up. I'm from Albuquerque, so I like all the Breaking Bad stuff. Like I know it's basically filmed all around like my house. So I know all the places.
And you did a whole like tour of that on your channel too, right? Of like filming locations.
I did a couple of them. They were like some of my first videos, so they're pretty bad. I wanted to do it again when I was there for Christmas. So I went back for Christmas and visited. But I just ran out of time. So next time I go back in the summertime, I'm gonna do it again. Do it better.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll all be looking forward to that. What park is close to New Mexico, like theme park wise?
Well, in Albuquerque, there's like this little like I wouldn't call it a theme park. It's an amusement park. It's called Cliff. Cliff Amusement Park. They have roller coasters there. But Disneyland is the closest Disney park. So Disneyland and Disney World. So you got to fly to both.
Wow. Okay. The small amusement park. Did you visit there a lot growing up?
Yeah, in Albuquerque, there's really not a lot to do. So, like as a kid, that's the place where you want to go. I want to go to Cliffs. Or we used to have this water park called the Beach. But they closed that down a long time ago.
Jeez. So you're in Orlando right now. What brought you there?
So I've always wanted to move to Florida, like ever since I was little. Like University of Miami is my favorite like team.
Is it because of the old school days?
No, I don't even know why. Like literally, like I don't even remember why I started liking them. No one in my family liked them, but I must have just been playing NCAA football on my PlayStation and kept picking them or something because ever since I was a little kid, I love the University of Miami. I wanted to go there, but it's a private school, a lot of money, so I ended up going to FAU, Florida Atlantic University.
All right, nice.
About 45 minutes north of Miami, so that's what brought me here originally.
Why didn't you stay over there? What made you like transition to Orlando?
So I did my first 2 years of my undergraduate at FAU, and then I moved back home because out-of-state tuition is like really expensive. So I moved back home and back home to Albuquerque, finished my bachelor's at UNM, and then I came back out here to Orlando to go to UCF for my master's degree.
Nice.
That's what technically brought me out here.
Okay, and you recently finished, right?
Yep, but in December I finished.
Okay, shout out to you and congrats.
Appreciate it.
What did you go get your master's in?
Kinesiology.
I
have my bachelor's in exercise science, master's in kinesiology.
That helped you out a lot. I believe you went through with a injury of yours.
Yeah.
Like the knowledge of what was going on rather than just a doctor telling you what was happening. You kind of knew some things.
It's kind of crazy. Because as soon as it happened, I was like, a guy.
Well, hold on. Let's tell the people what happened.
Okay.
I'll allow you to explain it.
Okay. So I was at a football game. My quarterback threw a pass. I ran a route. I went up to catch it. I came down and caught it. But when I tried to turn, my knee kind of just snapped, tore my ACL, and I just basically fell to the ground. They came over like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I just tore my ACL." So I knew it right then and there. And I'm on the road to recovery though, about halfway through.
What was crazy with your situation was you still continued to go to the parks.
Yeah.
I was watching a vlog of yours and I'm like, let me look at this date real quick. You went October 9th, the one I am referring to, and you were walking around the park with a torn ACL, which I believe you were like 10 days shy of your surgery. I think you had it on the 19th.
Yeah, I had my surgery on October 19th.
Okay, it's weird. Yes, I do my research, so I know everything about my guest in the queue.
That's cool.
Yeah. So on the 9th, well, at least that was the time when you posted the video. So obviously you went before then. You walked around the park, and what people don't know, and you can shine light if you want a little bit on it, you can walk still straight and do all these things still with the torn ACL. If I'm not mistaken, it just really would affect you cutting left and right.
Right. So the ACL is basically just there to kind of keep you stable and kind of it helps with the rotation and, like you said, cutting left to right. So I mean, as long as I don't really do that, I mean, I could basically walk fine. My leg didn't go completely straight. It was kind of like bent like this when I was walking around. So it's kind of weird, but I was able to do it.
But as far as you at the park, you pretty much just had a beeline just straight. Whatever was in front of you, that's where you were going, because you really couldn't go left or right. It's unfortunate for you how theme parks are laid out. It's like a circle type thing. You either go left or right. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
you could only go straight.
I made it work. I had to dodge like a couple strollers here and there, dodge a couple little kids. Those little kids are dangerous.
They are. And fortunately, how is it, by the way, these days with them, with the stroller situation? From what I've seen, it's not as bad as it was before Disney made that change with the giant wagons and stuff.
It's definitely better now because those wagons they're like really big. They're like
they are.
They fit like 3 kids in there. They just pull them. But it's a lot better now. They can the biggest ones are like the double seated strollers or whatever.
Oh yeah. Those like super wide, and they still take up so much weight.
Those are pretty wide. They do still allow the wagons for like special circumstances. Say like if it's used as a wheelchair for the kid, they can
right.
That, but
okay,
it's not too bad now. My video that I put out talking about my ACL surgery, I didn't really expect anyone to watch that or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it's not theme parks or whatever. But surprised me, a lot of people watched it. There was a lot of nice comments on there. People sending me love. So yeah, people who watch me like really do care. So that was really cool.
Which obviously you didn't want that to happen for you to find out that, but like that's awesome that you were able to like find that out, that your core following was actually and are still there for you and ride with you. Because I always say like your first 100 people or whatever are going to be there and down for you and ride with you. So that's always amazing. And also it's like always do your best with each video or anything you make because each video you make may be somebody's first video that they see of you. So first impression. So somebody might have commented and that might have been the first video that they saw of you or the one before. So no matter what, just like I just thought that was amazing. The support you had was
definitely is.
But as far as the theme parks and all that stuff, obviously you're in the Orlando area, but what is your closest park that you would call, if you had to deem it your home park, what would be your home park?
Meaning in Orlando?
In Orlando, like what
is my closest park?
Your closest park, not your favorite. Your favorite's Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
But your home park. I know that's weird to ask because like you have all this in your backyard. Like for me, for example, growing up, I always said it was Universal Studios.
Because that's closest on I-4.
Yes.
Okay.
What about you?
Honestly, I'm a little bit ways out from the park. So I live by UCF. So if you're familiar with the Orlando area, a little bit out. But it's gotta be Universal because it's closer to me on I-4.
How do you feel about all these things opening up at Disney Springs lately? Like Gideon's, the whole cookie phenomenon, which like crazy hour waits for some cookies.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking them or anything, but I'm just saying that's insane. Then Everglades, and then the M&M store, which you were at the opening.
I was at the grand opening of the M&M store. The M&M store is really cool. I really liked it in there. I thought it was a great addition. They basically combined 2 stores to make it one big store. I thought it was like 2 stories at first because of how big it is.
Yeah,
it's actually just one story. But M&M store is a really, really cool addition. Okay. I have not been in Gideon's yet. I've tried to be in the line, but it's just too long. I think the first day it opened, the line was like 10 hours or something.
Yeah, man, that's insane.
I'm not waiting 10 hours. I'm not waiting like 2 hours for a cookie.
Well, how about this? They have one somewhere outside in
Yeah. I think it's in Winter Park. So
yeah, it is correct.
You really want a Gideon's cookie. Like I don't think they have lines there. So just 25-minute drive over to Winter Park and get you a cookie.
Absolutely. And then head back to Disney Springs and continue to have a good
Right.
day.
Right.
Yeah, so.
You can take the cookie back to Disney Springs, act like you got it over there, kind of flex on people a little.
Yeah, especially if you're doing a little YouTube or Instagram action, you can flex on people in front, like, oh man, like an hour later, this is part 2. It's continuing the vlog.
Yeah.
So I want to talk really quick about your biggest video on your channel, which is pretty crazy for you to have that number. 2 million views. Like, does that feel realistic? And also, what's up with the video itself in regards to the cobra venom extraction? Like, how did and why do you think that blew up?
So I went to that place because I love animals and I like snakes. So I went over to this place because I looked it up. I was like, I see these people, they taking the venom from the snakes or whatever.
And where was it again?
St. Cloud, Florida. So I was actually meeting my grandpa. He was in Orlando. This was when I was at FAU in Boca. So he was in Orlando. So I drove over, kind of stopped right here before I went to Orlando.
Right.
And I have no idea why it blew up so much. But that's like
walk me through it though. Was it instant or when did it really start blowing up?
It's weird because it kind of blew up in like 2 phases. So at first it was getting like decent like numbers, like maybe like just basic normal numbers.
Yeah, correct.
And then one week I was getting like 40,000 views in one day, and then the next day it went to 70,000 views. I'm like, what is going on? And it just kept going up and up and up, and then it kind of stopped at like 1.4 million. And then like 2 years later, it did the same thing. It just shot up again. I'm like, I don't know.
That's crazy though.
But the thing is, like most of the people that watch it, I look on my analytics.
Yeah.
They're not from the United States. They're from like India, Pakistan. And they comment on the video. They think that I'm the person like doing it. They're like, I will buy the venom. Anyone selling or what? I'm like, I don't even respond. I don't look at the comments on that one. So
this is the weirdest thing that's ever happened in the Q podcast. Like,
it's definitely very strange.
People think that you're the person in it and they want to buy from you.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know. Some people, there's a lot of dislikes on that video too. I guess a lot of people hate it.
Oh, well, anytime that you're gonna have millions of views, most likely you're gonna have a lot of dislikes. So don't take that to heart.
No, I really don't care. I don't really care about that video anyways.
The last time I went to Disney was 2019, which actually we were there at the same time. When you covered Hurricane Dorian, I was there. And which was crazy too, because I was there and I had to drive back overnight to try and run from it, which it ended up not being as bad as which is crazy.
They were predicting like category 5.
And they were. Oh man, they were talking about really bad. And what didn't, if I'm not mistaken, Disney did close for a day, right?
I think they
closed early.
Yeah, they might have closed early, but I honestly think that it didn't even like hit Florida. Like really, I don't even remember.
Nah, it just came and went. People don't even talk about it because it's not even that deep. But I was there for the opening of Food and Wine and Galaxy's Edge. So you put in your title like everybody did, talking about the hurricane, and nothing happened. So that's really crazy. But were you there for the opening, or were you still in what you called Star Wars jail?
I was actually.
And what is Star Wars jail, by the way, for those listening and watching?
I'll tell you where I was first. I was actually back home in Albuquerque at that time. I went to a special preview for Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, nice.
A preview for that before it actually opened. I think it was like August 29th or something like that. And they did put me back in Star Wars jail after. So basically, I was just blocked out of Hollywood Studios. I just call it Star Wars jail. It seems a little bit more fun.
It sounds cooler, and it's
people ask me questions. They're like, why are you in Star Wars jail? Like, are you really not allowed to go in there? I'm like, no, I'm not allowed to go to Hollywood Studios right now.
Yeah. Is it because the blackout on your pass?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's so funny. You could just tell people that, but you're trying to make it seem
Yeah, I'm trying to make it a little
not
more
be very.
interesting than that.
But what I like about that, it's creative because obviously you're out there, you're vlogging, you're doing stuff. Would you consider yourself, by the way? Well, you do both Universal and Disney, so you're not
Mhm.
just a Disney YouTuber. So,
Yeah, I
uh,
don't wanna I honestly just whatever I like, I'm gonna film. Like, I went
correct.
to New York, and those are probably some of my favorite vlogs, so
In regards to you being in the Orlando area, and you do a lot of theme parks, of course, and different adventures, I think it's pretty smart for you to say, for example, the whole Star Wars jail thing, because and put it in your titles of your videos, because to bring more people in,
mhm.
because
It
there's a lot of
definitely
people
brings
that,
people in.
yeah, there's a lot of people that are obviously vlogging out there, and you need to find a little edge to get your own views and whatnot
Yeah, you
sometimes.
got it. Like,
Yeah.
the community is like very, very saturated. There's so many people vlogging. Like, every time I go to the park, I just see people vlogging. I don't know who these people are. Like, they're not the big ones. They're just like, there's so many. So I gotta say something different so
Right.
people won't notice me.
I meant to I asked somebody about that because obviously I vlog myself. I always wonder, do you see other people, just like crazy amounts of people just vlogging, bigger or small?
I do. It's usually on like certain days. So
Hmm.
like the opening of the most recent was like the first day of Mardi Gras over at Universal.
Yeah,
Pretty much
everybody was
every
there.
vlogger was there. Opening of Epcot festivals.
Yeah,
The most probably I ever seen was the 30th anniversary of Hollywood Studios.
yeah,
That
yeah.
one was wild. When we were walking down the Hollywood Boulevard right there, just
Hmm.
everyone holding out their cameras, just talking to themselves.
Now, a little bit about that. Obviously, when did you start vlogging?
I would consider I started vlogging when I moved to Orlando, which was the beginning of 2019.
Uh,
I
top,
made I've made videos previously before that on
right,
my.
right.
I would not consider myself like a vlogger.
But you do a lot of vlogs now, though.
I do a lot of vlogs. It's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would consider myself a vlogger, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I try to put out a lot of videos.
Beginning of 2019, when you moved there, you started vlogging at the parks. Did you feel nervous, in particular, like at these bigger parks? Because these are some of the bigger parks in the world, to be honest
Yeah,
with you. Now, I have my own things that I feel about vlogging. I don't care what other people think, but there are people who do. And it obviously, it's a trial and error situation. You got to get used to it. What was your
yeah.
beginning experience like of when you first decided, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try it? I don't know if you've seen somebody do it beforehand and you're like, hey, I can do that. What was your experience in that?
Well, obviously, I watched like all the big YouTubers. That's what like
Mhm.
kind of brought me into wanting to start vlogging,
Yeah,
making videos and stuff.
and then when you tried it yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like,
Yeah.
I might as well just buy me a camera and start doing this.
Hmm.
But when I first like started talking into the camera, it was kind of weird. It honestly still is weird to me now. Like when I have the opportunity to like go away from the crowd and like kind of
Oh,
go into
all
like a
day.
corner, I will do that like 100% of the time. But it's definitely
People don't admit that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean
Like,
they do because they the parks are so packed that
yeah.
it's just weird. Like to just
Hmm.
I mean I do it, but I would
Yeah,
rather just go to a
yeah.
corner or something.
And say your piece and talk to the camera. Like you don't need to
Yeah.
be all in the crowd all the time. Yeah.
Hmm.
But now is it a little more easier for you?
It's definitely easier. It's definitely easier to talk to the camera.
Hmm.
The probably the hardest part for me when I started was just like kind of like trying to find the words to say because like I know what I want to say, but it's just weird just talking
When you
to
hit
like
that record button, it
yeah,
blinks and
yeah.
you don't know what to say
My words
anymore.
just leave my brain. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, but now it's a little bit easier.
Because again, people struggle with that. Anybody, because I've had different types of people on here that some just do videos, some do social media, and then some people do vlogs as well. But
Hmm.
I always ask the people who do the vlogs, like, what's the hardest part to you about vlogging? And it's just like a lot of people say talking in public and having everybody around you look at you.
That's definitely something you just get used to, I guess. The
Yeah.
people just staring at you. But I think like more, it's like pretty common now, and I think people like know about it. So people kind of just look at you and just walk away. As to like maybe opposed to a couple years ago, they look at you and kind of just like keep staring at you, like what's he doing?
You know, it's crazy though. What you mentioned about how many vloggers there are in that area. I think people just casual park goers think that it's just pretty common now. Because even watching other people's vlogs, including yours, people just walk by nowadays mostly. But if you go to actually another park in another state, you're going to be stared at. And it's crazy because that's what, like, I tend to hit up a lot of other parks and travel and do other things, and I get it a lot. And it's really, really crazy though. But that's what I always liked. I'm like, man, you guys look really comfortable out there in Florida
when other people are doing it too. So you're just like, all right, I might as well do it too. So
yeah,
more comfortable.
Yeah, because it's weird. Like my first major step of vlogging, man, was when I went out to California to the opening day of Galaxy's Edge out there. I went on both coasts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, and my favorite theme park experience, 100%. And every YouTuber that you see in your day-to-day out there in Orlando flew out there with me.
Oh, I know. I was watching the live stream, and I remember seeing so many cameras.
I saw all of them out there, and me at that time with my 46 subscribers at the time.
Somewhere.
Yeah, you do. And I went out there. Hey, I was like, hey, I'm gonna try. I just had my cell phone. Then I did like had like a gimbal, and then did a makeshift like clamp, and then my wife had nail glue. Put that on the top with the external mic, connected that to the phone, and I had a whole little setup thing, and I made it happen. Hey, you got to start somewhere. Just hit record.
And you were there for the opening, so that's awesome.
I have from that with 46 subscribers, I had 1,800 views. So hey, that's really nice for 46 subscribers at the time. But another thing I wanted to mention was the whole. I felt like it was a perfect storm for you. You were in your natural habitat, all that stuff in regards to the NBA experience at Disney Springs. So you love the theme parks, you love Disney, you love Universal, you love these different types of adventures. Then you also love sports. And then this opens up. So real quick, I think you had 24,000 on that video or something like that.
Something like that. It's one
which is actually
fourth highest.
Right, which is actually really good. And it's very genuine, and you can see why that popped off. At least I can, rather than the Venom extraction one, which you love that. But it's like this one is you vlogging, and you actually, not saying you didn't put in work on that, but like you're actually out there doing the work. So with the NBA experience, that video pretty much blowing up for you and doing really well. And shout out to you on that. What was really crazy about that whole thing was so many other YouTubers that covered that. But what's funny is, did you watch anybody else's vlogs on that?
I might have seen a couple. I think I watched Kyle Pello, my buddy.
What did you gather from other people's vlogs from covering that? Just being respectful.
I did watch a few others, some other people. I don't know. Mostly the theme park community, I don't think they like sports.
Nope.
They do not
they didn't. I've seen so many Stephen Currys. I've seen so many
LeBron James.
What was it? With the combine, man, I just did the combine. Like that, no. So to see somebody,
a lot of people hate on the NBA experience, but I'm just like, if you don't like the NBA, if you don't like basketball, then like, what makes you think you're gonna like this?
My only woe with it was it needed the whole restaurant experience too.
I thought that the City Works, I thought that was going to be part of it, but it's a whole different thing. City Works is really good, but I really did think that it was going to have a restaurant. I thought that.
I really thought from research and just their talks about it that it was going to be connected, like you're saying, they were going to be linked in some type of form or fashion, but it wasn't. It was kind of like it should have been, no offense, but like at City Walk. The whole NBC, which is actually like one of my favorite places to go at City Walk.
It is. It is really good.
I thought it was going to be like that, but did you go to Disney? Yeah, Disney Quest before it then?
Yeah, I did.
What do you like better?
The NBA experience.
Is it because you like sports?
Or
is it actually better?
I personally think it's better. Okay. Like Disney Quest is cool. Like it's a big arcade.
Yeah.
But I mean, the NBA experience is, I don't know. I like it better.
Okay.
And one thing about the City Works, the restaurant, something tells me that, like, there was a plan to build a restaurant like where that is connected, because if you go in City Works, there's an actual door that leads into the NBA.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's kind of weird.
I wonder what happened.
I have no idea.
I wondered if they were trying to capitalize last minute and make it its own separate entity so it can separately get its own money, because I actually don't know if they fully believed in the NBA experience as a whole. I really don't feel like they fully believed in it.
Yeah. I mean,
I felt like they were like, man, like we have with, I don't know, people don't know this, that like the whole Orlando Magic is kind of Disney based. Yeah. They're sponsored by them, and the whole Magic thing, the whole Disney ran and still runs Orlando. So it's inspired by Disney, the whole magic of it. I feel like they were just trying to capitalize on that, but I don't feel like they believed in it 100%, because again, not every theme park goer is at all into sports. Right. So I don't know. And then they try to throw in the whole Mickey stuff to it and all that, but I don't know. How do you feel about that video overall, though?
I love that video. That was one of my favorite videos to make. And it's cool because a lot of people that aren't like Disney fans, they watch that video and like asking me questions like about the NBA experience. Yeah. So that's a cool thing that it was bringing in people to Disney. The NBA experience was bringing in basketball fans that wouldn't normally come over here.
So, really? You think it was working for a bit?
I do, based off the comments that I was getting.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that makes sense.
I got to assume so.
And it's closed right now, right?
Yeah, it's been closed. It actually was like one of the last things to close over here.
Oh, which is shocking.
Yeah, really weird. The theme parks that closed down, but like they kept the NBA experience open. So I don't know, and they still haven't opened it. I'm pretty sure they furloughed, or I don't know if they furloughed or laid off the cast members there.
Yeah, I want to doubt it. You mentioned about the little theme park in New Mexico. I'd like for you to shine a little bit more light on what made you fall in love with like the whole theme park experience in general. Like, I know you love other things, you love adventures, but more so we're talking about theme parks here on the podcast in the queue. What made you fall in love with the whole theme park things? Because you don't have to be in love. You could like them and visit, but you like doing this. Yeah, it appears.
I really do like them. I really do like them. So I believe I was like 7 months old when I first went to Disney World. So that was my first flight. Me and my family flew out here. That was my first experience. And so ever since I was basically a baby, we've been either going to Disney World or Disneyland, kind of switching off back and forth. And I'd say probably my freshman year in high school, we went over to Disneyland and I bought this Imagineering book or whatever. Yeah. And that's what really made me kind of go deeper into it and kind of learn the history. And I love history, so I love to learn about park history, all that stuff, Walt Disney. And it just took me deep, and I kept going.
Something else I wanted to mention in regards to what I believe you're into, I wanted to know, with you vlogging at the parks, what is your sneaker of choice?
Oh, see, I have one thing that people don't know about me. I have tons and tons of shoes.
You're a sneakerhead.
I'm talking 100 pairs.
A sneakerhead. Do you want to elaborate on what a sneakerhead is?
A sneakerhead is just a person, guy or girl, that just loves to buy shoes, loves to buy sneakers. So I guess you could call me that. But my sneaker of choice when I go to the parks, to go back to your question. Yeah. I don't like to wear my real nice shoes.
No, you can't.
I can't do it. mostly Air Max 90s. Air Maxes are my go-to when I go to
super comfortable.
Comfortable, can walk around them all day. Don't got to worry about them getting messed up because those are my beater shoes. I just wear them to the
I wanted to ask what a sneakerhead wears to a theme park because like you don't want to mess up your shoes, especially not wear anything really white.
Yeah. Plus, it rains every day over here, so like I'm not gonna do it.
You don't want your shoes turning.
Sometimes I want to like flex and wear my shoes, but I'm just like, nah, I better not.
No, you can't. You got to just be comfortable and dress simply. With you mentioned you've seen other YouTubers out there. I know some of YouTubers that people watch. Some follow you on Instagram and stuff. Might even be subscribed to you on YouTube. Have you ever thought about doing any or more collabs with other people in regards to out there vlogging?
I'm down with whatever. I mean, just hit me up. I'll hit you up. Go to the park together. Shoot some videos.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
But something else I respect, again, that you mentioned about history, something that it seems like too, real quick, that you have a huge passion for. It seems like Disney Springs / Downtown Disney.
I love it down there. Like that's one of my favorite places to hang out. I love it.
It seems like it, but why?
I don't know. Like it's just such a cool place to relax. Like it's so big and the different sections of it are so cool. Like I like to hang out in like the west side or whatever, but then I go to like the marketplace, which is kind of where you buy World of Disney and all that to people who don't know. And that if you don't know, that's the original section of Disney Springs. The original name was called the Lake Buena Vista Shopping Village. So I mean, it has that old architecture. I don't know. It's cool to me to hang out over there. Plus, you can walk to Saratoga Springs. You can walk to Old Key West if you really want to. Take a bus to whatever resort.
Yep. One of my favorite videos that you did was like the history of Downtown Disney / Disney Springs. And I thought that was really cool because if you don't know from my channel, I've done things like that too. Shown the past and the present. And that's something I'm really big on as well. And plan to do more Disney stuff on of the likes of that as well. But just in general, like Downtown Disney was a whole vibe in its own. I mean, it was tremendous. I think it's way different. It's night and day of what Disney Springs looks like and feels like now. Disney Springs still is cool, and I get the hype. I like when I last went in 2019. I get it still, but Downtown Disney, man, was something.
It's definitely awesome.
I think it has a lot of great features, and I love how it's continuing to grow and new things that are like really popular are coming there and exciting things. So I like what they're doing. So I'm not hating whatsoever. So what is your biggest struggle though as a YouTuber as far as making content?
Biggest struggle for me, I would say when you put a lot of effort into a video and it just doesn't do well for whatever reason, but you know it's a good video.
Correct.
It's not getting dislikes. People aren't sending you like mean comments or whatever. It's just like people are not watching.
Do you ever get mean comments?
Rarely, but I welcome them if you want to leave them. I don't really care.
Okay.
Usually I'll write the person back and then they'll delete their comment. So I'm just like, all right.
Oh, okay. That means you got them.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Okay. No, but okay. So making a video and you feel like it deserved more, but it didn't get the praise that you might have felt like it. Trust me, I understand that. And I think a lot of us get that. It makes sense though, but you got to keep going though.
Yeah, I kind of know like what to say in the video title to make people watch it.
Yeah, you figure that out along the way, unless you just don't pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, people want to watch just like, what are the crowds like? What are these updates like? They don't want to like. One of the hardest videos I put work into is like a guide to like Disney transportation ever. Like my favorite video I made. I basically just timed how fast it would take you and what your best option would be transportation wise, depending on what hotel you're staying at. And
okay, oh, that's nice.
It was a good video in my opinion, but just people did not click on it. So I'm just like, whatever.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Well, make sure you guys definitely check that out and show it some love here, because it deserves the praise and it's a great idea. So great content deserves all the hype and praise. So make sure you guys check that out, listening and watching out there. But you mentioned that video, but what is like your overall favorite type of video to make?
I used to do like history videos. I really did like doing those. It just takes a lot of time to
Oh no,
research.
they do.
My favorite video group is probably the New York videos that I did.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a great experience for me. So
So that's your favorite, not video, but group of videos that you've made on your channel?
yeah, probably NBA
Okay.
experiences up there as well.
Oh, nice, nice. I could see that for sure.
Mhm.
um, what is your worst theme park memory that you can recall?
Okay, so I was at Universal Studios
Mm-hmm.
for it's on its actual birthday. So I think it opened on June 7th. I was there on that day. I was riding Transformers.
Oh, was it the recent?
No, this was 2019.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. When they had their anniversary. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I had my bag. I used to take a bag. I put it down on the seat or whatever. And then when I got off the ride, I like picked up my bag, and it was like wet. And I was like, "What is this?" And I went to I don't know why I smelt it, and it smelled so horrible. And I'm like, I talked to the team member. I'm like,
No.
there's something in the ride that does not smell good. And then Universal was pretty cool about it. They went and bought me a new bag or whatever. But that was probably the worst because I have a thing with like touching and smelling things. Is
Hey, it seems like it's still better than a lot of other people's bad days.
I don't really have bad days at the parks. I mean, there's some bad things that have happened to me,
Yeah.
but I mean, I haven't told anybody about a couple of those. So
Okay.
one of these days I'll tell.
Okay. Well, guys, it's not going to happen today in the queue. We were this close, though. We were
Yeah,
this close to making it happen.
one of these days one of these days I'll tell you.
But hey,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
happened. You got through it. You told your story. Now, you found a baby at Epcot.
yeah. I titled it that just to get some people to click on it, but
Talk to me about it.
that's my little goddaughter. That's my little
Okay.
goddaughter. So I was babysitting her that day, and I was like, let me do this real quick.
It was funny how you did it. Like,
Let me act like I found this baby right here.
it was like you placed her there, and like there's like all this construction.
Yeah,
Not saying, guys, for those that are hearing this through just audio, it's not like he put the baby in a construction zone. No, it's it's wall. Yes, she's in the stroller, and it's Walcott, so all the walls. And then just like there's just this little cut in the corner, and then he set her up there, and just like, oh, is that a baby right there? I guess we're doing this like gonna
take care of this baby.
Take care of this baby here today. Like, shout out to you though. No, but it was fun though. It was a fun video, and I just like thought that was hilarious of a title. Like, and I'm pretty sure I got some people to click on that though.
Yeah, a few people mentioned me. He's like, "Oh my god, you scared me." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Well,
did his job, I guess.
Exactly. Moving past this, all right. So you're into sports. You've already talked about this. So I have a whole memory of everything we've spoken about in this whole podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
So from music to sports to sneakers to travel to different adventures to theme parks to talk anything about history, you can't do any of that. If you were going to start a second YouTube channel that couldn't involve any of that, what would it be about?
So I can't go to concerts and stuff.
No, you've done it on your channel. You also talked about it. You can't do it because we're on episode 10. This is the last episode of what I'm calling season 1. We made 10 of these so far. This is the season finale of season 1 of the Q podcast. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what's up. Honestly, if I was to make another video, I would just
can't be anything that you're into.
Can't be anything that I'm into.
I mean that you can be into it, but it can't be on your channel, and it also can't be anything we talked about. So you could be into something still that we haven't spoken about, or that's not on your channel.
Right.
So
I would probably make fitness videos.
Okay, I guess I'll help out a little bit.
You gotta help
Do you
me
watch
out.
YouTube at all of things that maybe you don't do? Do you literally just watch YouTube of everything you're into that you already do yourself?
People go into the
Gaming?
YouTube article. I do watch some gaming videos because
Okay.
I do game though. I do play games.
On your channel?
No, not on my channel.
Well, there you go.
I've done a live stream before, like just a
Dang
basic,
it, never mind.
just a basic live stream on my
This
channel.
is the most complicated one, which would be episode 10 of the end of season 1. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Maybe I'll just like go to the beach, go off the pier, and just fish and just talk to the camera. I've done a lot. My channel has a lot of variety,
which is good, and shout out to you. But we'll just say fishing. We'll round it to fishing.
I don't even fish, but it's all good.
Okay, well that's fine. All right, last question for you, good sir. This one should be super easy for you because of where you live and what parks you have. I promise you. It should be the easiest one that I've asked pretty much anybody else on this podcast. What is your favorite thing to eat at a theme park? I mean, you have all those wonderful, you have everything Disney, Universal, Disney Springs, you're good. So honestly, this is the easiest question.
It's kind of like broken up into like parks, to be honest. Like I have my go-to.
Go for it. Let me know.
So like at Hollywood Studios, I do like the Ronto wrap, but
it is good.
Over by Tower of Terror, there's this little place they sell like Mexican food.
Oh, really?
They have a tres leches like cake, and that thing is my favorite things.
Wow,
that might be one of my favorite things. One of the best desserts. People don't even know about it because it's in that place and it's not advertised really.
Interesting.
Magic Kingdom, of course. I love Dole Whip. I love the LeFou's brew though. I think I like that more than Dole Whip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dole Whips, man, I like them, but they're not
all that.
They're not all that to me, man. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Well, oh my goodness, Marcus. Guess what?
What's up?
It's finally here. The ride's here.
I can't wait.
We're about to get on the safari voyage right here, right now.
Ready to go see some animals.
All right, let's do it. I'm super excited. It's a nice sunny day. It's not too hot. It's a perfect time to do this. Now, I'm a little bummed that they got the plexiglass or the plastic stuff. Like, is it plexiglass on there, or is it like just a weird actual plastic?
On that ride, it's just
it's just plastic. So where are we sitting in regards to this? Front row. Okay. All right. Well, riding on the front row today. So, but Marcus, thank you so much for joining me, good sir, here in the queue. It's been a pleasure. It's also being the last guest of season 1, episode 10. So shout out to you. I don't know if you need a medal or anything, but I can make that happen and mail it to you or give it to you in person since we're best friends / the same person.
Absolutely.
But yes, make sure you guys check out all of his stuff. You can see it listed here on the screen here on YouTube. Also, for those listening, by the way, Marcus, we are now syndicated on all major podcast platforms now. So whether it be, thank you. Whether it be Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or SoundCloud, anything like that, it's all there. So all you listening, make sure you guys check out his stuff. Give me a follow, give him a follow on his social medias, and subscribe to both channels as well. Again, thank you so much, good sir, for joining me. But yes, with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us, and that'll do it for us tonight in the queue. Take care, guys.